joints right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimping and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, this that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and to spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun for fun. They mash for hours, hooker baths, not showers. Bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These bras not wimps, I'm like them renegade bitches. BFFs with tricks but never getting paid riches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite, blowing up on the pimpin' and missing when the time is right. But when they life gets strife, they see pimpin' shining bright, but they action is life without. Bitch, one strike, you out. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. See, that's the difference, nigga. The pimpin' mashing for these riches, nigga. Nothing like you master magician niggas. Smoking mirrors with your game, hella extras to reflect the opposite appearance of a lame. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock with those. Tender-footed and rooted in them doctor shows. Soft shoe rituals, minute residuals. Papers on life support, your loots and critical. Something I learned about when running my earned route and working with turnouts is murdering burnouts. Cause knocking one of you niggas for a scar bitch, that's knocking one of you niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless, empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with pimpathy. No remedy for me, I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully deposited with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit, and when I pop it so hard I make a trapping ass bad bitch wanna hoe hard. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Come on, pimpin', man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Treat the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. And to you hoes, if you ever took a loss, bitch, show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss, bitch. Let them know that the best way to floss, bitch, is reach that paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss it. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. One of them joints right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimping and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, this that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and to spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun for Okay. Oop, wrong shit. What's happening with y'all, man? Yeah.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
Let's get the IG family up in here, man, and get back to this game that we never left. Okay. As always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and tapping in with a pimp. Hold up. Okay. And y'all already know what to do, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button, man. Yeah. Fix my time bar a little bit. Okay. Make sure a pimp is nice camera in action. You dig? Hold on a second, y'all. All right. Once again, man, wipe your feet off at the door if you have not. When you stepped into a pimp's domain, it's 96 of y'all up in here, but only 68 of y'all, or 98 of y'all in here. Only 68 of y'all wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain. Do me a favor and bless the doormat one time, which is the like button. You dig? That thing that looked like that. And let me go ahead and hydrate my game one time. Yeah. Chop some very vital and helpful game today, man. It's a whole lot to learn from what we're going to talk about today. From today's topic. Excuse my pimping. Cheers to the game. Now, we're going to do a review on this video where this young man was in New Mexico, and I believe he was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and he got arrested for, I believe the exact charge was promoting prostitution, right? And as you'll see when we break this down and look at what he did versus and me giving commentary and chopping game on what he should have done, you'll see that he really, like, through his behavior, urged these people to book his ass. He was supposed to walk away. He could have very well walked away, but he just talked himself all the way into this bullshit. So let's get into it. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick first. Bam, bam. Hold up. Give me just a sec. Oh wait, it's over here. Here we go. Here we go. Now, let's get into it. Once again, if you ain't wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now. Hit that like button, man. Get the likes at least over 100 within the first 10 minutes, you dig? Let's get into this review, though. Okay, so once again, this young man gets booked for promoting prostitution in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Let's go.
Now you're under arrest for pimping prostitutes.
So it says here, you know, in the early morning hours, a man is seen dropping off 2 women in an area known for prostitution. So, as you'll see in just a second, the police just completely jumped to conclusions. They haven't ran anybody's names. And, you know, even though it may look a certain way to them, you know, the police is predators. They predatory, especially upon minorities such as black folks. You know, they predatory, man. So in their eyes, you're guilty until proven innocent, which according to the law is supposed to be vice versa. But that's how they approach everything. You know, in their mind, everybody black is suspicious. But let's go.
Hey, bro, can you put your hands on the steering wheel, please?
What's the problem, bro?
Put your hand on the steering wheel, bro. Don't reach around like that.
I'm not, bro. I'm just
Do
calling.
you have any firearms in the car?
Got nothing in the car, bro. You want me to start the car for you?
Yeah, that'd be awesome, bro. So the reason I'm out with you is because you're dropping off 2 prostitutes at the corner right there. I saw both of them get out of your car.
That's...
Now, you know, again, he can say what he wants, but until he runs the names of those girls and see that they have a prior arrest history for prostitution, you know, as skimpy as they may be dressed, as you'll see, that don't necessarily mean that they prostitutes. But, you know, nonetheless, as you're going to see, this young man is just he's going to talk himself into being arrested, and we're going to break it down.
That's in trouble for having sex or doing anything like that in a customer.
Do you have your ID on you?
See, he just admitted right there, that was his first admission, that he paid them for sex. And he just said, you know, that's a crime, having sex workers in the car, paying them. So he let it be known right there that he was tricking, which if you really some tricking for real, you should know that even tricking is a crime. And even for tricking, you can be arrested, which would have been much lighter on him, that charge, but he wasn't supposed to get arrested at all. He literally talked himself into the handcuffs in the backseat of that police car.
I lost my ID, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Where are you from, bro?
I'm from California.
You're from California? What are you doing in New Mexico?
And see, if you go back and watch certain videos on my channel, I talk about this a lot. Watch how the cop like confuses him and trips him up by asking him a whole bunch of questions. See, because they read you your Miranda rights when they arrest you and let you know that you have the right to remain silent, which means you do not have to talk. As Sinful P would say, you can speak to them in the vernacular of silence. You have the right to remain silent. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to answer their questions. You don't have to say one word to them. That's your right as a civilian, as a U.S. citizen, right? But as you see before, this is what they usually do. Before they read you your rights and make you aware of your rights, they try to trip you up and get you to say a whole bunch of shit, because anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. The word can is fluff. That's some bullshit. Anything you say definitely, undoubtedly will be used against you in the court of law. And before you even get to the court of law, on this traffic stop, everything you say is about to be used against you. That's why you're not supposed to say anything. All these stupid ass questions that the officer asked him, as you're about to see, doesn't have anything to do with the traffic stop and anything to do with why we're here. So no, I'm not answering none of your questions. And there's a polite way to go about doing it, as I'm gonna tell you in just a second. But let's continue.
Me and my family, for real.
Just visiting. Where's your family at, bro?
Hold on, let's start from the beginning of the questions.
Where you from, bro?
I'm from California.
Hold on, go back a little bit further.
Doing anything like that in a customer?
Do you have your ID on you?
I lost my ID, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Where are you from, bro?
I'm from California.
You're from California? What are you doing in New Mexico?
Just visiting me and my family, for real.
Just visiting? Where's your family at, bro?
All over, for real.
You don't have your ID on you?
No. I'm trying to call my mom.
What's your first name?
Jeremiah?
Or is this a rental? Do you have the rental agreement?
I got a...
Cool. You can go ahead and grab it.
So even though he hasn't said much yet, he's going to say a whole lot more. But even the little bit that he said just now was too much. Where you from? You don't have to tell them where you're from. Because as you see later on, they're going to use that against him. Him simply answering the question, where are you from? They're going to use that against him. They literally used everything that he said against him in order to arrest him. But what are you doing in New Mexico? He never should have answered that question. Visiting family. Where's your family at, bro? Oh, all over. You wasn't supposed to answer none of these questions. Right? See, this is what I do in these types of situations, right? From the very first unnecessary, irrelevant question that gets asked, I tell the officer, I say, sir, it's nothing personal against you, but due to bad past experiences, I don't want to answer any personal questions. If you want to know my personal information as far as like my name, or you need my driver license, my insurance, my registration, I'm more than happy to provide you with that. But any questions beyond that, I just choose not to answer. And a lot of officers will get the hint when you tell them that and say, okay, I'm not going to, badger them with questions. But then you have officers like this dude. I'm pretty sure if he would have approached him like that, he still would have asked him a million questions. But from there, I just don't say anything. And the only thing that I may say is I may repeat what I said. I might say, once again, sir, nothing personal, but I don't want to answer any personal questions. Nothing against you, with all due respect. And I'll just continue like that. And it saves you a whole lot of trouble. I had to learn the hard way. So hopefully, somebody that's listening to this could take this information and use it. If you ever end up in this situation, learn from my mistakes, learn from me, learn what I learned through trial and error, learn it by listening to me so that you don't talk yourself into some bullshit. And for the nerds that are listening, for the squares that are listening, the people who don't be in the streets, the people who've never committed a crime, hey, listen, it can happen to you too. Right? Because like I said, the police are predators. They prey upon people. They supposed to protect and serve, and very, 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 very few of them actually do protect and serve. But the majority of them, predators. They want to take you to jail. When they pull you over, before they know anything about you, they want to their whole objective is to arrest you. Right? Or at least give you a ticket or just inconvenience you in some kind of way. But yeah, he talking too much, but let's continue.
Mom, you hear me? I got you on speaker, still on the phone. The police just pulled me over.
Now, instead of calling his mom with that phone, what he should have did is started recording, preferably going live so that you have witnesses to what's going on. He should have, like I said, not answered any questions and then went live. I've done it. Y'all done seen me live before. Y'all on this channel have seen me go live while I was getting pulled over. And you seen how I handle myself, and you see how I walk away every time. Y'all have never seen me get arrested on live, even though people on the internet lie and tweak the video to make it seem like I went to jail. But you've never seen me go to jail on live. And I've went live several times while being pulled over, and I always walk away. But let's continue.
How long are you in town for, bro?
Mom, how long we gonna be out here? Probably.
Again, another unnecessary question that he should not ask or should not answer. Let me tell you something. I'm going to give you a quick little story, right? I had just bought a truck in Las Vegas. Now, in the state of Nevada, hold on. Let me turn the camera on so y'all can see me, but quick story. So I was in Nevada, right, in Las Vegas. In the state of Nevada, when you're a felon, as I am, legally you're required by the law to register with the state within 48 hours of being there, which means when you get there, you're supposed to go downtown. I don't know if it's to city hall or jail or whatever, but somehow, some way you're supposed to register with the state that you are there and let it be known, probably some other information. I've never done the shit. And I've been a felon since I started going to Vegas back in the day. But I've never done the shit. But legally, you're supposed to, right? So don't be like me. But whatever the case, I go to Vegas and I get pulled over around 10 o'clock at night. And true story, the actual truth is that I got there at about 4 a.m. And I'm getting pulled over about 10 p.m. So I've been in town for less than 24 hours. So I tell the officer all this shit, which I shouldn't have, right? So he's asking me questions. He like, yeah, this a nice truck, man. Where, how long you had it? And I was like, oh, no. He didn't ask how long I had it first. No, yeah, he did. He's like, how long you had it? I was like, oh, I've had it for a week. He's like, where'd you buy it? I said, here in town, Las Vegas. Next thing you know, he taking me to jail. He like, oh, you've been in town for more than 48 hours. I'm taking you to jail for not registering as a felon. I talked myself into going to jail. If I hadn't answered any of those questions, at the most it would have been a traffic ticket or something like that, and he would have had to let me go. But I talked myself into going to jail, right? Because I answered some innocent questions. You know, how long you been in town? Really, the only question legally I have to answer so that I don't go to jail is how long I've been in town, which I told him. I was like, I've been in town since 4 o'clock this morning. But as soon as I told him that I bought the truck a week ago, and it was what I was saying was actually the truth. I wasn't lying to him. I bought the truck the week before, and within that week, I drove to California, Arizona, back to California, and then back to Vegas, all within that week. So I had just got in town. But again, me talking too much landed me in jail, as did this young man. But let's continue. Oh, wait.
2 more days.
Okay. Yeah. 162 to any other units. Can you start rolling my way? This guy had 2 prostitutes jump out of his car, and he looks like he's probably the pimp.
And see, I just, I really have a bad taste in my mouth for officers like this because, he really doesn't have any reasonable doubt or reasonable suspicion to believe that this young man is a pimp or whatever the case may be. But I just, he's really just assuming this because the young man is black and the girls that he dropped off or that they're alleging that he dropped off were black, but had he been, a different ethnicity, he wouldn't even be going through all this shit. At the most, they probably would have tried to, give him a ticket for tricking, whatever the charge for tricking is out there. But let's continue.
Go to the Central and
for those of y'all who are unfamiliar, in the city of Albuquerque, New Mexico, Central, I believe is Central Avenue, but whatever, Central is the blade out there. It's the track. It's the 304 stroll. You dig? So this is where they pulled him over down the street from there.
Central and Trauma. It's going to be 2 BFAs. You could talk to them and see if they have anything to say about this guy.
So now a different officer down the street has, caught up to the 2 young ladies, and just watch how the young ladies handle themselves.
Sheriff's office. Hey. How's it going? How are you guys? Good. Good. So, one of our partners just went out with the cars. They saw you guys get out of the car.
No,
What's up?
We didn't get out.
They literally saw you.
She don't care what they saying that they saw. Both of them stuck to their story. They didn't step on each other's toes. They stayed, with the same story both of them did, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't rehearsed because they wasn't expecting to get stopped by the police when they did and how they did, but they stuck to the script, and this is why I say, even though they stuck to the script, they really kind of said too much too, but what they said wasn't really too bad because what they said pretty much disassociated them from the guy, but they pretty much said that they were not in his car, right? And they stuck to that story. But this is why I say it's good to not answer any of their questions, because look at this situation now. They got the young man in one area. They have these two young ladies in this area, and neither of them, like these two young ladies, they don't know what kind of conversation the officers are having with him over there, and he doesn't know what kind of conversation this officer is having with them over here. They don't know what each other is saying. So to be on one accord, this is why it don't matter who I'm in the car with, like especially if we on a road trip or something like that, I always, get people prepared for if we get pulled over. Like, listen, I'm not going to say nothing to them, and you shouldn't say anything to them either, because legally you have the right to remain silent, But as you see, they both answered or responded to what the police was saying. They both said stuff, and their stories, as you're going to see, obviously contradict one another. And this is why if you don't speak, your story is definitely the same, because you didn't say nothing, I didn't say nothing, he didn't say nothing, she didn't say nothing. We all saying the same thing, which is nothing. So we all on one accord. You dig? But let's continue.
I didn't get out of a car.
Why are you lying?
I walked from here. You can ask them.
They literally told us. They saw you. They have it on camera.
We didn't walk out of no car.
They stick it to the script. And it's funny because they stick it to the script so much of not, being in the car. The young lady on the left, in a second, she's going to accuse the officers of lying on them. Like, why are you lying saying we got out the car?
You guys got IDs?
No, I don't have any.
No? Thank you. Where are these females? They stated that they did not get out of a car. Did you guys observe that?
Yeah, let me watch them hop out of the sun.
Yeah, man. And see, this is why, like I said, you're going to see more and more why they shouldn't have said anything. Either any of all three of them, the two young ladies and the young man, you're going to see why they shouldn't have said nothing.
California, she said.
Jesus, we're around shit ton of people, right?
We're on everything else.
See if I can fast forward a little bit.
Okay.
I'm from California.
All right, here's the deal. Our partner literally saw you get out of a car. What's up with that car?
I'm telling you, we didn't get out of a
We
car.
literally saw you, though.
And see, that's another thing that they're using against them, the fact that they all said they from California, which California is the biggest and most populous state in the country. You know what I mean? So it's probably a whole bunch of people in New Mexico from California. But you see, because they all said that they from California, the police is using that against them. Anything you say can and will be used against you. But not can, it definitely will. Anything you say definitely will be used against you.
You're saying that, but we literally saw you, so you're lying.
I'm not lying to you. We didn't
We
get out of the
literally
car.
saw
We
you,
walked
though.
up to the car because we thought it was somebody, like, some of those people that I could see. But no, he wasn't one of those people. So we walked off from the car. We didn't hop in his car, never walked, hopped out of the car. We walked up to it.
I was gonna say, yeah, you guys probably seen us turn like real fast because you're not supposed to. We thought it was somebody getting.
So basically, this is another thing that even though this kind of lines up with what the young man is saying, kind of slightly, But they pretty much saying their story is they walked up to the car because they thought he was a client. They thought he was a trick. But then when they realized he wasn't a trick, they turned and walked away. You know what I mean? So, and he's admitting on down the street, he's admitting that, you know, he's a trick. But again, this is why none of them shouldn't have said anything, because the young man is going to contradict everything that these young ladies are saying.
What the hell?
You said, what are we doing out here?
Yeah.
We're working.
What do you do for work?
You see what we do for work.
Just asking.
And see all this friendly kiki laughing, smiling with the police, man. This shit is disgusting. Don't answer any questions. What are you doing out? Nothing. Don't say nothing. I'm out here being quiet. That's what I'm out here doing. And I ain't even gonna say that to you. I'm gonna just show you what I'm doing. I'm out here being quiet.
You choose to do that, or what's the deal? Yeah? Why?
Money. I don't know.
It's good money?
Very good money.
These females are sitting.
Basically admitting to them people that you out here, you from out of town, and you done came to their town to commit some crimes for some money, and you saying that the crime that you're committing is producing very good money to you. I'm telling you, man, this is why ism is necessary, man. You know, you could tell that these two young ladies, they really ain't laced up too tight. But let's continue.
All right.
Do you need anything from us?
Why y'all lying and said we hopped out of a car?
See there? You know what I mean? She sticking to the story so cold. She like, why y'all lying and saying we hopped out of a car? Now that was, even though you shouldn't be saying nothing at all, that was slightly to the good. But as you about to see, the young man, he about to contradict and kill that whole theory.
They're telling us.
That's a lie.
So the crazy thing is, they said you guys hopped out of a car, and then they told us what you're wearing, and then we see you guys walking right where they said you were.
Okay, look. Of course they're gonna say what we're wearing, but we never hopped out of the man's car, whoever fucking car he was in, you know? We walked up to his car, but we never hopped up in the fucking man's car.
Man, this is why game is necessary. This is why guidance is necessary. Bitch, you ain't supposed to be telling these people nothing. You supposed to be quiet. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say for sure will be used against you.
Oh, okay, you didn't get in.
No, he wasn't a client. He didn't want to.
And see, she's saying that he wasn't a client. He about to contradict all of that. This is why, you know, one thing you know for sure, if everybody agrees, okay, we all gonna be quiet, we all ain't gonna answer no questions, you know that everybody's on one accord. But when you don't have, when you want to talk and answer their questions and you don't have an opportunity to come up with a story before, so that at least, even though y'all saying too much, at least you on one accord saying the same thing, you know, the police already see you as guilty until proven innocent in their eyes. So you're guilty in their eyes already. And by y'all telling two different stories, you even more guilty.
Okay, so maybe they just saw you guys walking away from the car?
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
You're like, you know, oh, you walk up and it's not, you see who it is. You're like, you know, you're walking away like that. That's what I feel like I see.
Okay, that's fair. Well, you guys are good. No. Oh, never mind. You're not good.
Tempo section.
Okay, now let's see. Oh, this is another stupid thing that they do. Watch this shit.
You guys want to sit in here? We can turn on the heater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell no. Hey, when the police offer you to sit in a car, man, don't never voluntarily get in a police car. Never. That's the dumbest shit in the world. He said, you want to sit in here? We turn the heater on for you. Hell no. Because 9 times out of 10, when they get you in that car, they do not want to let you out. They're going to try to do everything in their power to make sure you stay in that car till you get to the police station.
Y'all taking us to jail though?
No.
Okay.
You can sit in.
Y'all taking us to jail though? Like the police won't lie to your ass and say, oh no, we ain't taking you to jail. Next thing you know, your ass in jail eating a bologna sandwich or a nasty ass peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But at least the other girl, she was kind of halfway smart enough to be like, nah, I ain't getting in there.
We'll turn on the heater. I'll leave the door open if you want.
Yeah, please.
How long have you guys been doing that?
For a while.
Yeah, I think for a while.
How'd you get into that?
I just have a lot of family members and
Yeah.
shit. Like I grew
I
up
got
around it.
sisters and all types of things.
Man, people just talk to this don't have nothing to do with nothing. These are listen, they be talking to the police like they civilians, like y'all just met on the train or you met each other at the park or something. You ran into each other at the coffee shop or something at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or something, and y'all standing in line and y'all just, oh, where you from? Or how'd you get started doing that? Man, these people book people for doing what you're admitting to do. Why are you going to give them all the details about what you're doing that you know is illegal and you know is their job to enforce the law and arrest people that's breaking the law? Boy, people crazy. This is why I say game and guidance is very necessary.
Like, hype you guys up on it or what?
No, it's just like when you see people getting money,
You
when
like,
they come home
damn,
with
when you
the
see how
money.
easy it is, you like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys are better than that.
I mean,
yeah. Bet you know.
Like, I've been talking to you guys are super nice.
thank you.
There's other things you guys can do.
There's a lot of things you can do.
That's fair.
Yeah. But we just choose to do this.
Okay, now that's pretty much the gist of that. Now let's get back to the young man, back to their pimp. And see this channel, this the crime piece, whoever they are, you know, bless their hearts. You know, they probably most likely some squares that, you know, ain't never jaywalked or sped 5 miles over the speed limit per hour in their life, bless their heart. But man, anybody from the game know that this boy ain't no pimp. And if they was, in fact, paying this young man, they all goofy. But let's continue.
Yeah, dude, I was driving by, and I literally saw both of them hop out of the back seat, and then they walked up and started talking to him, and then started walking off. And I peeled out, and I came hauling ass up this road, and I saw the prostitutes. I real quick started like going like that up Central, and I was like, oh, I'm like, that's probably fucking pimp, dude.
And this officer, the one who's pulled him over, the one that's talking right now, he's such a damn nerd. You could tell that he don't never be having no action. And whenever he get a slight little bit of action, he just get excited. Like, yeah, man, you know, I saw that the light was about to turn green, and then he stepped 1 foot off the sidewalk into the street, and I'm like, oh shit, he's about to jaywalk right in front of me, dude. And then the light turned red, and he just kept going. He just kept walking right in front of me, committing a crime right in front of me. Like, dude, so, you know, I hurried up and ran up on him, man. And, you know, he got smart with me and everything like that. Like, this is him. He just such a damn nerd. Like he don't get no type of action, no type of excitement, man. So this is like this is the thrill of his career. You know what I mean? Pulling over a trick that was doing some tricking and, you know, acting like he a pimp. But let's continue.
And I stopped him. He has the big old watch, dude. But he's like, "Would you stop me?" And I was like, "I saw 2 prostitutes get out of your car." And he got real nervous. He already told me at first I was like, where you from, bro? He was like, I'm from California. I'm like, you live in California? He was like, yeah. And then I start talking to him. We're trying to pull him up. He's like, hey, like, my ID's actually out of Nevada. I live in Nevada. I'm actually like, where the fuck are you from, dude? He's like, one.
And you act like that's like far-fetched. But see, this is why I say don't answer any of their questions, because look at the conversation he having with his partners. He trying to get his partners on board to agree with him that this dude is these girls' pimp. Like, yeah, I asked him where he's from, and he says he's from California, but then he said he doesn't have ID, but when I asked him where's his ID from, he says Nevada. Like, dude, where the fuck are you from? Like, come on, man. Like, Vegas is, you know, 3.5 hours from Los Angeles. You know what I mean? 3 hours from the IE. You know what I mean? People be back and forth, you know, moving from California to Vegas and all that type of shit, man. Like, come on, man. You act like he said he was from California, but his ID was from New York or some shit. And that ain't even impossible. But, man, Vegas is right down the street. But like I said, anything you say for sure will be used against you, as you see here. But let's continue.
California, but I live in Nevada now.
You ID and everything?
Yeah. But, I mean, if they're not wanting to talk, like, what can we do?
Call really quick.
You know what I mean? I'm going to have him get out, though, of the car.
And see how he said they're not wanting to talk, meaning the girls. That's one thing that this young man had in his favor. Even though the girls said a few little stupid things and they talked too much, even though they didn't really say anything too harmful, they still talked too much by talking, period. One word to them is too much in my eyes, other than I'm not going to answer your questions. If you're not saying that or you're not giving them your ID, registration, license, insurance, and all that type of shit, you're talking too much. But they didn't say anything about him being a pimp. They didn't say anything about giving him money or him giving them money. They even said that they thought he was a client but realized that he wasn't and parted ways with him. So they haven't incriminated him at all, the girls, by what they said. The words that came out their mouth weren't incriminating to the young man. So he talked himself into this arrest. But let's continue.
I can roll.
How about female 16 en route to the area of Central Wyoming?
Hey, bro. I'm just going to have you hop out real quick. You're not going to handcuffs or anything crazy, but I'm just going to have you hop out. Don't reach for anything. Just hop out, okay? Watch out.
And see, in these types of situations, it can be tricky. Now, you see the officer grabbed his door and opened his door and said, I'm going to have you hop out. Now, me, myself, because I know some of these officers be trigger happy and they don't have no problem unaliving a young black man, I'm going to keep everything copacetic. Now, if I can, without the officer being too hostile, I'm going to assert my rights and I'm going to stay in the car. You know, like I said, y'all have seen me do this on live on this channel. I'll let the officer know, look, I'm aware of my Fourth Amendment right, which is my right to privacy. You know what I mean? And I by law, I don't have to get out of the car. Now, if they make it a big issue, then I'll let them know, like, you know, just to keep everything cool, I'll get out the car. But legally, my Fourth Amendment right says that I don't have to get out the car. Now, a lot of times when you let them know about your Fourth Amendment right, they'll come with the bullshit case law of Pennsylvania versus Mims. And Pennsylvania versus Mims basically says that they have the right to ask you to get out of the car, right? But that's ask you. They can't make you get out of the car. And Pennsylvania versus Mims does not trump your Fourth Amendment right, right? Unless you've committed a blatant crime in their face or something like that, like beyond a shadow of a doubt, or they feel like, you know, it's obviously a danger. It's certain circumstances where, you know, they can make you get out. But most of the time, like in this case right here, he legally does not have to get out of the car. But, you know, again, just like me, when I was his age, I probably would have got out the car too, because I didn't know the law like that, like I do now. But he didn't have to get out the car. But let's continue.
You got it? Can you turn around for me? I'm just going to make sure you don't have any weapons on you. Nothing crazy, bro. Is that your wallet right there?
No, that's the keys.
Okay, let's come over this way. Because it felt like a big wad of cash to me, bro.
Pick it up.
This?
Take it up.
You can take.
And see, this is what you never, ever do. You don't give the police the right to search your vehicle, and you don't give the police, you don't give them permission to search your vehicle, and you never give them permission to go in your pockets or do any, like how he just did. He told the officer to go in his pockets and pull something out. You never do that, right? Because, you know, officers, a lot of them are dirty. Historically, officers have been known to plant dope on people. They've been known to plant firearms on people, plant it in your car, plant it on your person. They do this type of shit, right? Even with body cams, they still figure out a way to do this type of shit and get people convicted. So you never, ever give them permission to go inside your pockets or your car. But let's continue.
Dude, I don't think you have any weapons on you. Okay.
I ain't got to do all that, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So you said you're from California. Yeah, it's Nevada. It's Nevada ID. You said you're from California, but you're currently living in Nevada?
Yes.
And see, he keep asking them the same questions that he already know the answer to over and over again because he trying to make them nervous. He trying to trip them up and make them mistakenly answer his question differently and all, to give different answers to the same questions to contradict himself and make it look like he lying and he nervous and he guilty and all this type of shit. This is why, like I said, don't answer none of their questions because everything you say will be used against you.
And your family stays up here in this area, or what?
We out here, me and my mom, we out here just for the weekend. For our grandma and shit.
Okay.
And see, and watch this.
I'm gonna live that, bro.
Mom, it's like the north side. I'm not from out here, bro, so I'll be kind of confused where I'm going and shit.
Okay.
And see, that's like, all of this is too much. Like, where's your grandma live? Why you need to know where my grandma live? But they wouldn't be able to ask that question if he didn't answer the previous question saying that, oh, we're out here for my grandmother. They wouldn't even be able to ask a question like that. You know what I mean? If you just be quiet. And then, as you're going to see in just a second, he's saying his grandma live on the north side. He down here on the Blade on the south side, which is way on the other side of town from the north side. So they like, man, what you doing on this side of town?
What are you doing out here on the southeast?
What happened to that big ass watch you took off, dude?
What's that?
And you see how they do? They both asking them different questions on each side of them. One officer on the left, the other officer on the right. Before he can answer one officer's question, another officer asking him another question. This is the type of shit they do. But see, he opened the door for all of this shit when he made it clear to them that he don't have no problem talking to their ass and answering their questions. Now they trying to confuse his ass. And he talked himself straight into them handcuffs.
Get a little, you know?
I don't.
Trying to have sex, bro. Trying to have sex. That's it. I'm not trying to say to my mama. Y'all gonna have my girlfriend come get the car too, huh?
I'm not.
She
The car?
Out.
And see, you know, he's still talking too much. But by his mom really being out there and possibly a girlfriend being out there, you know, that's a cool front. But all of that is unnecessary if you just be quiet. Now he talking about, oh, y'all gonna have my girlfriend come get the car, huh? She gonna find out I'm down here tricking and I'm gonna get in trouble with her. This is why you be quiet. You were supposed to drive away in your car, not in handcuffs in their car.
Your girlfriend,
Where's that
sir?
big ass watch you had on go, dude?
I still got it, but she said, is she here?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's with my mom. When she gonna find out what the fuck I was doing?
You already talked to them girls or what?
Huh?
You already talked to them girls?
Get service?
Did you already talk to them?
What you mean talk to him?
You said you.
And see, he just asked the officer just asked that you already talked to those girls. And then he said, what you mean, get service? Now, talking to, you know, working girls is not illegal. So the officer asked him, you know, did you talk to him? He could have said yes or no, or he should have did what I would do, which is be quiet, not even answer. But he's like, oh, what do you mean, get service? That's illegal. A man getting service from a working girl is illegal. So he's incriminating himself more and more and giving them more and more reasons to book his ass. Dude, be quiet.
Have sex, so did you already talk to them?
Yeah, they were in my car.
All right.
And see, now he just contradicted what they said. Right? The girls stuck to their story, even though they shouldn't have said nothing either. But they had the consistent story of they were not in his car. Now he's letting them know, he just let the officers know that they were in his car. So that's where the contradiction comes in. I feel like I'm watching a horror movie, and I'm like, man, don't go downstairs or don't go through that door, man. He right there. He about to get you. And he like a white girl in the movie that fall down. You know what I mean? When the killer, the unaliver, is chasing him. You know what I mean? Just silly, man.
So, you know, we did what we did, and that was that. I dropped it back off.
So he gives further details of a crime that he's admitting to, which is, you know, soliciting women for, you know, services or whatever, prostitution. Now, he just let it be known that he gave them some money and, you know, they serviced him and then he dropped them off.
Yeah, that was it.
Where are they from?
I don't know. I didn't ask for that. Just, you know, in my service, not trying to do too much and got up out of there. Definitely not trying to get caught in this. This was what I was trying to avoid.
California.
I didn't even get any good service though. It was just kind of hard. Yeah, that makes it.
Now he acting like he on Yelp or something. He acting like he on Google giving a review. Like, I didn't even get good service. Like, you already admitted to a crime of getting service from these girls. Now you saying the service wasn't good. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't Yelp, dude. This is the sheriff's department in New Mexico. Be quiet.
Hey, bro, I'm going to read you something real quick, okay? I want to ask you questions about what's going on with those chicks, yeah. So I'm...
Now, see, you see, now we 10 minutes into the video, and I'm pretty sure they've been together even longer than that in real time. But the officer done already asked him a million questions. The other officer done asked him questions, and now he's talking about, yeah, you know, I want to ask you some questions about those girls. So I'm gonna say something to you, which he's about to read him his rights. And like I told you, you know, legally it's their obligation. They have to legally read you your Miranda rights, which he's about to do. But it's too late for all that because the boy done answered a million questions that's already incriminating. But let's continue.
I'm already been asked. So I'm going to read you something. I'm going to ask you more, okay? So you have the right.
He's like, I'm going to read you something and I'm going to ask you more. You know, just for the officer to cover his own ass because he feel, and that's the only reason why the officer is doing it. Because really, you know what I mean, a lot of police officers, they arrest people every day. I've been arrested before and not had my Miranda rights read to me. They do this shit every day. But this officer, he wants to leave as little room for error as possible. And he knows that as long as he read the dude his Miranda rights before he arrested him, you know, he's covering his tracks and he did, you know, his due diligence, what he's obligated to do, because he don't want to let this dude slip through his hands. So that's the only reason why he's reading him his rights, not because he wants to make him aware of his rights so that he can assert himself accordingly. Nah, he just want to cover his tracks. You know, this is his big case. For this officer right here with his nerd ass, this little bullshit right here is the case of the century for him. He think he finna get a bonus on his check after this. But let's go.
Silent, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any question if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. You understand each of these rights as I have explained to you?
Yes, sir.
Now, you understand these rights. You understand that you have the right to remain silent and anything you say can and will be used against you. But you're going to keep running your silly ass mouth.
So, bro, like, what's going on with these chicks?
I was getting service, bro, and coming back. I'm trying to get out of here and avoid this. Okay. But I wasn't trying to let my mom and shit hear this, bro. Definitely my girlfriend come back and see what the you're doing.
Can you hand me my notepad? Because I need to get your phone number real quick, bro. Because you're probably going to walk right now. We're probably going to let you take off, but...
And see, he should already know that this punk-ass officer is underhanded and no good. Like, he's talking about, you're probably about to walk off. We just need your phone number. See, if he would have been consistent up to this point of being quiet, it wouldn't even came to this. You know what I mean? So, you know, just even the way that the officer asked him for his phone number, you can tell that that he's up to no good, and he's trying to use that to strengthen his case against this young man. But let's go.
Probably I didn't do it.
What's a good phone number for you, bro?
I could go to jail for invading and doing that.
For soliciting a prostitute, yeah, you could. But
I'm not doing a crime, so I'm just paying for it.
I just told you, bro. You're probably gonna walk right now.
See, he just talking to himself. Now the officer just said that you probably gonna walk right now, even though the officer had really you could just tell by his whole demeanor. The officer never had any intentions for this young man to walk. That was just cap. Yeah, you probably about to walk right now, and he talking about, oh man, I could go to jail for doing that. Man, how I mean, I know you probably doing some type of acting job right now, man, but your acting skills is horrible. Because anybody, especially if you're a regular trick, if you a real live trick and you trick on a regular basis, any trick that been tricking for some time knows that, you can go to jail for that shit. But let's continue.
Number for you, man. So.
Oh, and then, that's where he contradicted himself too. This is why you're not supposed to talk at all. He talked way too much. On one hand, he's acting like he didn't know that he can go to jail for this shit. And then on the other hand, he's like, yeah, I came down here, get my service and get up out of here because I was trying to avoid this. If you're trying to avoid this, then you know it's illegal. But then you playing dumb, acting like you don't know it's illegal and that you can go to jail for it. Boy's a goofball. That's why you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say for sure will be used against you.
That doesn't make any sense, though.
You currently reside in Nevada, or you currently reside in
Nevada for 2.5.
And you see how the officer is trying to contradict or trying to trip him up again. He already established that he lives in Nevada, but he's from California. He didn't answer that question about 2 or 3 times already. Now he's asking him again. You know what I mean? Then the boy, he going to say one thing, and he's going to ask his mom for confirmation. His mom going to say something totally different.
We done been in Vegas for like 3 years, huh, Mom? Or is it 2 years?
Ask AG if those girls live in Nevada or California. Just go on the radio and say 391.
Say going on 3.5.
3.5?
341 to 391.
See, anything you say will be used against you. They going to use all of that. You know what I mean? So now they further establishing that he lives in Nevada. And then you seen what he just told his partner, because the girls is over there, they talking, they running their mouth too. So yeah, have such and such ask them if they live in Nevada, and you about to see what's gonna happen.
You're only here right now to meet family.
Yeah,
and you're just
my mom here for our grandma.
Because it's kind of early to be getting some, don't you think, dude?
I'm gonna tell them, homie, bro. Come on, bro. My fucking girlfriend's right there, bro. They hear that.
I hear you, bro. I'm not like roughing you up, nothing crazy.
I'm trouble about this shit, bro.
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie to you, dude.
But it's early, but
Yeah. You got anything in that car I need to worry about, bro?
My mom is just, huh?
And see, man, this officer is just like, he just ain't no good at all, man. And I feel so bad for this young man, because it's so many of us like him, who are young and, vulnerable to the police just by being black in public and, don't know your rights. Right? Now, he may be a green ass dude that really got them bras down, socking it to his pocket, or he may really actually be a client and not trying to be a gamed up giant. But whatever the case, the fact remains that he's a young black man, and by that fact alone, he makes himself vulnerable just going outside. Whatever he may be doing, whether it's illegal or legal or what have you, he makes himself vulnerable just going outside being black. So as a young black man, you got to know your rights, man, because you might work at Apple. You might work for Amazon. You might have never committed a crime ever. You might be a tax-paying citizen, but, this could happen to any of us. But let's continue.
Anything in that car I need to worry about?
Nothing.
Do you have, large amounts of money in there?
Nothing. I don't have large amounts of money on me, sir.
So I have a question for you. Do you give me consent to search that car?
You need consent for it.
712
Well, I need your consent to search the car.
Why? What do you need consent for?
I want to see if you have large amounts of cash or any firearms and something. And this is what I'll tell you. I'll be up front.
You've been cool with me, so I'm gonna let you just run through it.
Again, this is what you never do. And again, I've made the same mistake and I had to learn the hard way. But again, you never give them permission or consent to search your vehicle like he just did. Now, he's going to renege on that, and they going to honor his renege, and they not going to search the vehicle. Physically, they going to go look in the window, as you're going to be able to see in just a second. But he was ready to let them just, like he said, just go, just run through it. You never let them do that, because there are so many crooked, dirty police out there that will plant stuff in your vehicle to make sure that you go to jail. Because in their mind, you know, they don't know what you're doing, but whatever you're doing, you don't need to be doing it in our town. So we going to make you pay for that. And if they can't get you the way that they want to get you, they're going to play dirty and make sure they get you regardless. And then, you know, like they tell you all the time, they'll do some messed up stuff to you and, you know, do some crooked stuff to get you booked. And then when you plead in your case to them, they'll be like, man, say it to the judge. Because they don't give a damn. But you save yourself all this trouble if you just exercise your right to remain silent, because everything you say will be used against you.
Nothing in there, no large amounts of cash or anything that y'all look for. Go ahead.
But I do have your consent to search that car.
I do have my consent.
Okay. And I want you to know now, you don't feel like I'm not trying to force you. You can say no. You can say no to the search. You don't feel coerced. You don't feel like...
I'm just kind of backed up a little bit, like, why do you want to say... I kind of do want to say no, because I feel like...
Well, it's completely up to you, brother.
I don't want to be like, you know, I don't want to be against you and you being cool with me.
No.
You want to go...
Man, this dude ain't been cool with you never, boy. This is how you know this boy, whether he's acting or not, you know, he green as goose shit. You know what I mean? Because his officer has not been cool with you at all.
I don't want to force you to say yes or no. It's completely your decision.
I don't want to say yes, though.
Okay. So then don't say yes. That's fine. You can say no.
I just didn't want to make you mad.
You're not going to make me mad. Dude, that is literally your right as an American. You exercising your rights will never make me mad.
You guys need to make sure there's nothing in there, or you know that I'm not doing nothing that you think I'm doing, so I wanted you to get clear.
Man, this boy, like, y'all should be able to see by now how he talked himself into getting arrested, but he just continues to talk and say more and more shit. If he would have just been quiet, he would have walked up to his car, hopped in, and drove away. At the most with a ticket, because sometimes they'll do that. The police, just so they don't take a complete L, they might have gave him a traffic ticket or something like that. But he would have drove away. Tripping, man.
So I can, you know? But
yeah. I mean, and that's really all we're trying to do, bro.
I understand, man.
So, but if you want to say no, you can say no, dude. I don't want to force you. That's your right.
I'll say no.
You want to say no? All right, that's fine.
I do.
No, he's going to try it now. He even tried to look.
Now, look, he about to walk up to the car, start looking all through the windows. You know what I mean? And this is why, you know, whatever you doing, and you going into a different town especially, but whatever it is that you're doing, man, you know, you gotta be prepared when you ride in a rental, because as you see, most rental cars don't have tent. As you see, this car doesn't have tent, and it's a rental car. And, you know, that gives them the opportunity to look inside through the window, even if you don't give them permission to search the car. Go look in the window and see stuff in there, you know, that they use against you.
Question for you, bro, is, like, why is there a high heel in the back here? There's high heels, and then there's condoms back here, bro.
It's only 2 condoms, bro. That's me. I just told you what I was doing, bro.
I hear you, but it doesn't make sense that there's... It doesn't make sense to me that there's high heels.
And see, he just talking about the officer, you know, you being cool with me. How's this being cool with you? He's trying every which way possible to prove that you're a pimp and that you got these 304s out here getting money and handing it to you under your instructions. You know, he's doing everything in his power. Like, why you got high heels? Like, it's a crime to have high heels and condoms in the back seat. It ain't like he had a box of them. He just had two of them back there, which kind of strengthens his story of being a client, being a trick. But again, you have the right to remain silent. Shut your ass up. Because if you don't shut your ass up, everything you say for sure gonna be used against you.
Back. Like, both of those chicks have their high heels on.
Exactly. Those not my chicks, sir. Them are not regular high heels.
Yeah, those are like...
Those are for dressing high heels, sir. Those are not regular high heels.
Dude, those are like stripper high heels, bro.
My girlfriend, sir, those are not high... Go try to put those on their girl's feet or something. I don't know, because those are not their heels, sir.
Now, you know, he getting his Denzel Washington on, man. But, man, again, I just feel so bad for this young man because I don't like seeing nobody get booked. You know what I mean? Especially a young man like him, man. You know, he supposed to be doing something productive with his time or doing whatever he want to do, man, as long as he ain't hurting nobody. But, boy, really talked himself into this shit.
I'm telling you, sir, I promise you. You saying those condoms, I just told you what I got done doing. If you see those condoms, those are fucking condoms I got from the doctor when you go to the doctor and they give you, when they test you. And they give you free condoms.
So let me ask you this, bro. Like,
that's one thing I do appreciate about the young man is that he's letting it be known that he be getting tested. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people out here, you know what I mean, that be doing the hanky-panky. They be doing the freaky-deaky. And they don't be doing the testy. They don't be getting tested, man. You know, a lot of people don't even know what the inside of a clinic look like. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know what a My Chart look like. A lot of people don't know what test results look like, man. You know, so I like the fact that the young man at least let it be known that he be getting tested. You know what I mean? He out here dealing with 304s, whether he's sending them or paying to bend them, whatever the case, you know, he getting tested. He making sure that he's staying clean. So I respect that much about him. But, dude, shut your ass up.
Straight up.
I'm answering everything straight up, sir.
Are you protecting these girls? Are you over them?
Huh?
You heard what I said. You heard what I said.
What do you mean by protecting?
Are you running these chicks, dude? I'm going to ask you straight out.
Are you saying like I'm like pimping them?
Yes.
No, I'm not. You're not going to see me anymore.
Because the facts are kind of pointing to that, dude.
The facts are not pointing, sir. But you will not see this car or see me here anymore. I promise you that. Or around those girls. No, I am not. So I'm trying to get this clear so you guys will see that I'm not.
Have you ever had an ID out of California, bro?
Yes. I'm from there. That's my first ID I ever had. Was California.
See, dude, I don't know if I'm seizing your car yet for a warrant.
Man, he just continued talking way too much. You know, like, and the officer is making it be known. And see, this is what's unfortunate, man. And see, you know, with the help of all this technology and body cam footage and, you know, proof that officers are just so corrupt, hopefully things will start to turn around and hopefully it'll change the culture of law enforcement, because that's really what the problem is. The problem isn't even so much the law, even though some of the laws is janky too, but the problem is really the culture of police. You know what I mean? They just approach black people a certain type of way. They don't approach nobody else. You know, certain places, certain parts of the country, they might approach, you know, Latinos and even Asians a certain type of way, especially depending on what neighborhood you in. But without a doubt, they always approach black people this way. Whether you a wealthy black person or, you know, a blue collar, you know, 9-to-5 working black person, or, you know, a black person that, you know, works a white collar job, you know, whatever it is, or you a hood black person, you know, or you just a hood looking black person, but you might be a scientist. You might got a whole bunch of tattoos and gold teeth and all that type of shit, but you might really be a scientist for real. You know, you might be a college professor. It don't matter. They always approach black folks like this. You know what I mean? So like I said, hopefully somehow, some way in the near future, man, the culture will start to shift into a way where, you know, they just give people a fair shake, man, because this young man, he not no threat to society, man. This dude don't need to be in nobody's jail. But let's continue.
For a detective to call me because I think they're pimping prostitutes.
Oh, warrant?
For the car, search warrant. So just give me a second, okay?
I got off the phone with Woods, and I've been communicating with the sheriff. In this moment, we're going to pursue promoting prostitution as a charge. We can still tow the car for 29.
And see, they just talked to a sergeant somewhere who's not even on the scene, and they giving that sergeant, they twisted side of the story, and of course, soon as the sergeant hear that it's a young black man, oh yeah, he from young and black from California, and you just seen him with 2 304s, man, take his ass to jail. What y'all waiting on? Of course they gonna get the green light. You dig? But again, the boy, he didn't exercise his right to remain silent. He ran his mouth too much. And now everything that he has said up to this point is being used against him, and he gonna get booked.
But with that being said, the girls have to be identified because they're in commission of the crime, but they're also kind of like victims at the same time.
Let's know what's going on right now, bro.
Stand right.
Just put your hand behind your back.
What's going on, son?
I'm gonna let you know.
Mom, they putting me in handcuffs.
Hey, bro, don't pull away. Come on. I've been cool with you. Don't pull away, dude.
What's going on, sir?
So right now you're under arrest for
take my hoodie off, sir.
Yeah. Right now you're under arrest for
speak to my mom real
pimping
quick, please.
Prostitutes.
Can I speak to my mom, please, sir?
Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah, let me talk.
Let me see. Mom.
Yeah, let me talk to him.
Can I see?
Yeah, you.
This shit crazy, man. As black parents, you got to teach your kids certain things, man. Like even me, as my kids get older, man, I'm starting to have certain conversations with them about how to make sure that they are straight when they go out into the public, man, because, your skin is your sin. In a lot of these people's eyes, man, they don't want to see you walking the streets. They want to book your ass.
He's right here.
Mom.
Have it on mute.
Is he under arrest for it?
Are you want to speak to the deputy or your son?
I want to know what you're arresting for, sir.
We're arresting him for pimping prostitutes.
What?
What do you mean? How is that though, sir?
What was that?
How is that?
Look at his mama. His mama even was like, what? You know what I mean? But mama, you probably raised this young man best you could, but you should have told his young ass that when you dealing with the police, shut the hell up because anything you say will be used against your black ass.
Pimping prostitutes, though. How am I pimping prostitutes?
I'm going to talk to you more here in a second. So I can leave this on the phone so she can hear everything. So this is what's going to happen, okay?
Mom.
Check it out, bro. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. We're going to seal and tow the car.
Take the car.
So the car's getting seized, and we're going to seize your phone, and we're going to write a warrant on your phone to download all the data on your phone to collect any evidence that might be on the phone of you pimping the prostitutes.
I'm not worried about that, sir, but I want to know what's going on. Why are you saying I'm pimping girls? Like, what
because you're dropping girls off.
Now they talking about getting warrants and seizing information in the phone, which that situation goes deep, but they do a lot of illegal things when it comes to that. Like when it comes to that phone, you got certain rights, man, no matter what the situation is. And when it comes to that phone, you got to understand those rights because a lot of people be ignorant to the law and be thinking that just because they the police, they could do whatever the hell they want. And that when you start dealing with district attorneys in that courtroom, that they can do whatever they want, but you have rights and you got to know what's going on, man. And you got to know that a lot of times they do illegal shit. Even when they get warrants, sometimes they get illegal warrants, or they might get a warrant after the fact. They might go through the phone and then get a warrant after the fact when you're supposed to have a warrant before you go through the phone. They just do all kind of crafty, cutthroat shit, man. And this is why you got to know your rights. But let's continue.
Early in the morning, you have high heels in the back. You have condoms in the back.
Sir, there's 2 condoms in there.
Dude,
I can't have condoms?
Everything literally adds up to you pimping these prostitutes.
You just told me nothing.
And here's the thing, bro.
Sir.
Here's the thing, bro. You can either be honest with us, or we can Do everything the hard way.
I'm being honest with you. I just told you what I was doing with the females. I just sat here. You think I
Your story doesn't even add up.
Sir,
At first you said you're out here from California,
sir.
then it switched to Nevada.
Sir, no, I didn't, sir.
You
Listen,
did.
no, sir. You think I would have pulled over for you if I just got dropping prostitutes off? Come on, sir. I'm smarter than that, bro. I'm not out here pimping.
We saw them get out of your car. You admitted to them getting out of your car.
I did admit that, because what did I tell you I was doing?
So they were in your car.
Having sex with them.
With both of them.
And see, this is why you can't incriminate yourself at all, because the moment you incriminate yourself by running your mouth because everything you say is being used against you, the moment you incriminate yourself, they can from there, make up their mind what kind of crime they want you to be guilty of. You know what I mean? Well, if he's out here being a client, you know what I mean? If he's a trick, that ain't too far from a pimp. You know what I mean? If we can convict him for if we can get him arrested for tricking, if we twist it up and, get him to say this and get him to say that, we could use that against him and make it into a pimp case. This is what they do. And just people just be so unprepared, man. Like this young man.
Yes. And I didn't even get to have.
How much does that usually cost?
I didn't even get to have sex with him.
How much does that usually cost?
Man, he fucking ripped me off, but this shit doesn't even matter.
Okay. All right. So that's what you're under arrest for right now, okay?
That's $200.
And he's even talking even more, answering even more questions. The officer asked him how much it was, because he talking about he got ripped off. He didn't even get to have sex with him. They ripped him off. And then the officer asked him how much it was, and he tells him $200. Like, dude, they already about to book your ass for pimping on prostitutes or whatever they call the charge, probably promoting prostitution or whatever, which promoting prostitution ain't a serious charge, but it's an arrestable offense. But he just keeps on talking. Like they've already established that they taking your ass to jail. Be quiet, dude.
Do a search and seizure. That's all I'm putting in back.
So yes. I'm still confused. This doesn't make sense, though.
So that's fine. We're not playing courtside court. You can have your day in the courtroom.
No.
Right now, you're under arrest for pimping prostitutes.
Cool with you. You can't.
And see, they love saying that shit. Like, they love getting you to say a whole bunch of incriminating shit, using against you, and then taking your ass to jail, and then telling you, oh, you'll have your day in court, save it for the judge. After they done twisted your whole life around.
Have I not been cool to you? I have explained it to you.
How are you explaining it? I don't understand.
Just early in the morning.
Correct.
You're dropping off 2 prostitutes on the street corner.
People doesn't get at early in the morning, sir?
No, I have never seen, it usually happens later at night.
And see, this is what happens too when you deal with these small town officers. You know what I mean? They ain't really that sharp and that smart, but his argument is that it's too early in the morning for 304s to do some 304ing. And it's too early in the morning for a trick to do some tricking. Man, people is tricking around the clock. He probably got partners on the force, that be tricking early in the morning. Some of his colleagues from the police station or from the sheriff's station, be getting a trick on early in the morning. So that shit don't mean nothing the time of the day. But again, this young man keep on talking. He just don't know when to shut up. He should have never started talking from the beginning, but at this point, even after getting handcuffed, he's still running his mouth.
I had Johns come around and come get... No?
How do you even know the term John?
Because I'm a John. That's what they call me. What the hell?
What do they call a John?
A trick. I'm a trick.
Oh man, this is hilarious, man. The boy, I'm a trick, I'm a John. Like, that doesn't, and see, this officer, this is how you know the officer is just so against this young man, because him asking him how does he know the term John, what does that make you a pimp because you're familiar with the terminology of John and what that means in the world of prostitution, because you know what a John is, because you know that slang, that makes you a pimp. But I can't lie though. When he said, because I'm a John, I'm a Drac. He was passionate about that. If he would have took a lie detector test, he would have passed on that one. The lie detector test determined you're telling the truth. Oh man, this boy is a trick for real.
What does that mean?
Sir, you're playing with me.
I'm not playing with you. Tell me what John means. Tell me what John means to you, and I'll tell you what it means to me.
Sir, you're... Mom, this doesn't make any sense, though. Can you come? Can you come down here? Can she, sir?
Dad, search him for
Sir, can she come down here so you can see that my mother? Sir, hold on, sir, please. Can she come down here, sir, so you can see?
Turn it off and put on airplane. Let's go.
Yeah.
I can't speak to my mom no more, sir.
No, we're gonna hang up right now,
Mom,
and we're gonna
okay, let me
we're
tell her I
seizing
love
your
her.
phone
Do you have
number.
her phone number? Let me tell her I love her.
Do you need her phone number?
Mom.
And then we're gonna open it up, and you're gonna take a picture of him like unfolded.
Yeah.
I guess that's the little money that he had in his pocket.
Just take a picture like that.
Big old evidence they got. Look at all this big old pimp evidence they got that he doing some big old pimping. They found some money in his pocket, which, you know, it's crazy how police, the way that they'll try to like make anything criminal. Like, it's been times where I get stopped by the police and they search me. They go through my pockets, and after they done handcuff me and see that I got like $500 or $600, they be like, "What are you doing with this amount of money on you?" And I'm like, you know, that's not a lot of money. They're like, $500, $600, that's a lot of money to be walking around with. Like, they just want to make anything a damn crime. Look at them taking big pictures of the big old evidence they got. A damn, look like it's a cell phone in a bag, in a damn, or whatever that is, in a little, you know, wad of money. Look like it's probably maybe $1,000 at the most. So yeah, I was right. That's what he got charged with. Because it's two young ladies, he got charged with 2 counts of promoting prostitution, which, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's a misdemeanor. Let me see. I spelled it wrong. It's prostitution. Okay, I guess it's wait. So it's a 4th degree felony, which I think 4th degree felony, I don't know how New Mexico laws work, but so I guess it is a felony, but if I'm not mistaken, I think they got a misdemeanor count of that shit too. Oh, 18 months in prison, fines up to $5,000. Oh, so I guess it ain't a misdemeanor. Because, you know, different places have different terminology. And even though it's not a misdemeanor, it's a felony, it's like the lowest. Let me see. Oh, shit. Oh, so it's 4th degree felony is the lowest felony level out there. So it's like right next door neighbors with a misdemeanor. It's as close as you can get to a misdemeanor, right? So basically that ain't no serious. I mean, it is messed up if you get convicted of it because it's still a felony, and y'all already know, man, how felonies can make your life a whole lot more difficult. But yeah, he could easily beat that case if he's smart about it, you know. And y'all already know, man, I got videos on this channel that let you know about how to handle yourself in certain situations. And one thing I've spoken about before is how you can't, even if you have the best lawyer, even if your lawyer is equivalent to Johnny Cochran, you can never leave things up to the lawyer. You can never just leave matters in their hands, because even though you may have the best lawyer, that best lawyer is not perfect, which means there's things that they may not know. And by it being your situation, nobody's going to fight like you. Nobody's going to give a damn about it like you. So that's why it's imperative. Like if I was in his situation, I'd be in there, you know, reading, okay, what does promoting prostitution consist of? Okay, then, okay, now that I know what it consists of, what is the evidence that they say that they have against me? Then once you compare the evidence to what the law says, you realize that they really don't have a case. And it's a slam dunk if you go about it the right way. Like his situation, if that boy gets convicted of that shit, it's due to negligence and ignorance and just a lack of concern. But he supposed to beat that. He's not supposed to get sentenced and convicted when it comes to that. Not at all. You dig? But it's 258 of y'all up in here, man. Y'all tripping on the likes. I seen the viewers. I don't know if YouTube be tripping or something. If sometimes it be more people in the chat than what it says, because I've seen it go just within this live. I seen it go to like 300 and something, and then it'll drop down to 2 something, and then it'll shoot back up to 300 and something, then it'll drop down to 100 and something and shoot back up. So I don't know if the viewers are accurate right now, but what I do know is whatever the viewers is, y'all tripping on them likes, man. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button, you dig? Ray Gunn, as always, good looking with the $2 holla, you dig? Paru. Oh man, you make me. I gotta play that. Now that you pointed that out, I gotta play that. Hold on. Hold up. How do I get to my... Okay, there we go. Where is the video? Oh. Hold on.
When a pimp get up in the morning, he put one foot on the street.
What's happening, bitch? What's going on? Yeah, bitch. It's motherfucking pimping around here, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've been seeing your motherfucking ass giving me the eye around this motherfucking bitch. You know what I mean? Yeah, bitch. 773-799. Yeah, bitch. You know what I mean? I motherfucking came all the way from motherfucking Chicago. Just knocked the bitch in Sacramento. Now, bitch, you know what I mean? I'm on motherfucking Figaro. You understand me, bitch? What you gonna do about this pimping, bitch? You know what I mean? God woke you up for a purpose, bitch. And that is to motherfucking choose up on some pimping. The bitch, she trying to, you can just tell the bitch ain't never been sweating like that, so she like this. Yeah, bitch, yeah. I know you're sitting over there feeling the motherfucking electricity of this motherfucking charismatic and magnetic personality around this motherfucker. Yeah, look at you, your mind wet, your pussy wet, you understand me, your purse wet. Yeah, bitch, you want to sit up there and give it to a pimp this morning, bitch. She like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, I done ran into her, like, yeah, bitch, the pimpin'. Now, when you dealing with a gangbanger, he not coming to ask no question. Paru. No, Paru. Hold on, P. Nigga, don't P me, nigga. Paru. No. Now, if you dealing with one of them boyfriend ass niggas, oh, man.
So special.
That nigga got his gun like, what? Hold on. He called you a what? He called you a bitch. Seriously? I'm gonna be down there in a little second. Hold on. This nigga tripping, man. Hold on, man. Nigga got the gun in his hand just dancing like.
Oh man, I just had to hear that one time. Cause I can't serve it no justice, man. Can't nobody do the Pyru like bro. Oh, that shit funny as hell. That right there will never get old. That right there will never stop being funny. That will forever, eternally be funny. And shout out to New Child. Shout out to KSC. He did that at the service, man. He did that at the service when he got up and spoke, man. It had me dying. Oh, my goodness. That was so funny. Oh, man. Bro made that shit so famous. Oh, man. Too hilarious. But yeah, man, back to the subject at hand.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
You know, getting back to this game that we never left, man. The young man in the video that we just reviewed, from the gate, he was talking too much. From the gate, he said way too much and pretty much talked himself into those handcuffs. Because even though the girls were talking to the police, if he would have said nothing, because they didn't say anything about him being a pimp, you know what I mean? Which I can give them, I can respect that much about the young ladies, because you got some punk ass bras, man, that, as soon as they see them people, they get scared. Or they just be on some bullshit. Some chicks just be on some bullshit. It don't be a fear thing. They just be on some vindictive ass shit and be like, yeah, that's my pimp. He's forcing me to be out here. I really don't want to be out here, but he's forcing me and he threatened me and da-da-da-da-da. They didn't do none of that. So he had that in his favor, even though they shouldn't have talked either, and they should have remained silent as well. One thing they didn't do is make a connection between them. They stuck to the fact that they wasn't in the car, and they definitely didn't say anything about him being they folks or anything like that. So if he would have just been quiet, he admitted that they were in his car, even though they denied that they were in his car. He admitted that they were in his car. He should have never said anything about California, especially because his ID is from Nevada. He should have never said anything about California because the girl said something about California. He just spoke way too much. He should have never admitted to being a trick. He should have never admitted that he gave them money in exchange for services. He should have never told them why he had condoms in his back seat or where he got the condoms from. He just talked way too much, and everything that he said definitely was used against him in order to book his ass, put him in them handcuffs, put him in the back seat of that car, take him down to the police station, fingerprint his ass, the whole nine. All of that could have easily been avoided if he would have just been quiet. Because the police can assume what they want, but if you don't give them certain things, they can't just arrest you for nothing. Even though the arrest was bullshit, like even what they used against him was bullshit, but he still gave them what they needed to use against him. He gave it to them by opening his mouth, right? So like I said, me in those types of situations, from the moment they get to asking unnecessary questions, nah. Let me see if I can find my video, man. Y'all already know, man, if you ain't wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now. Hit that like button. Let me see. Trying to find that video when I was when the people pulled me over. Give me just a second. Damn, where's that video? Cause I know, oh, you know what? I think I was live on Instagram. Even though I know I posted it here on YouTube. Give me just a second, man. I think I'm almost there. No, that ain't it. Where is that video? Somewhere in this area. Hold on. Hold up. Because I know I got it on here. Damn, I thought, man, I could have swore I had that video on YouTube. I'm tripping, man. But hold on. I know where I do have it at. Appreciate y'all being patient with that. Yeah. Give me just a second. I'm going to look one more place, and then if I can't find it here, then, it just is what it is. My internet is moving kind of slizzo. Wait a minute. What? That ain't the right shit. Oh. Go right here. Damn. What the easy? Oh, well, I can't find it, man. I can't find it like I thought I could. I wanted to give y'all a vivid example of how to conduct yourself when you get pulled over by them peoples. Let me see, it might still be on IG. Hold on. It might still be on iJizzle. I think it might be. Hold up. Hold up. I know y'all like, damn, man, Free slow as hell. Oh, yep, I found it. Okay, so this is how you handle yourself in these types of situations. As soon as they stop me, I go live. Guess I gotta hold it. Currently pulled over. The police trying to get me to step out the car. I don't want to step out the car because I understand my Fourth Amendment right. He tried to hit me with some drag about Pennsylvania versus Sims. You know, trying to use that as to justify his point of me having to get out of the vehicle. I know that I don't have to get out the vehicle if they don't have a warrant or probable cause.
All right, sir. All right, you got two issues, okay?
Okay.
You don't got a California driver's license and you got a warrant out of Palmdale. Okay, so now I need you to step out. Yeah.
And you see what I just said, right? I just said, you know, they can't make me get out the vehicle without a warrant. So since I said that, he went and made up a fictitious ass warrant, man. The warrant was completely made up. He said I had a warrant out of Palmdale, which is a straight up lie. So he made me get out the car and then, quote unquote, supposedly called Palmdale to see if they wanted to pick me up. But because there is no Palmdale warrant, and there's nobody to call in Palmdale, they pretended like they called Palmdale. Then when they seen that Palmdale didn't want me, then they let me go and let me get back in the car. But you see my reaction, like, Palmdale?
Fraudulent credit cards, using credit cards. Right.
Palmdale?
Yeah. Come on,
man, that's hilarious.
Come on, Mr. Girl. I need you to step up.
Okay, can I see the warrant?
I'll show you the warrant. I'll show you the warrant.
And they never showed me the warrant. Never. You see how they get down? You got a warrant for credit card fraud. You got to step out the car. They supposed to show you that warrant. They can't just say that they got a warrant if they can't prove that they got a warrant. They supposed to have a copy of it and hand it to you. You know what I mean? But at the very least, they supposed to show you that they have a warrant. Because I don't believe that.
Oh, I'm going to show you the warrant.
Out of Palmdale.
Come on. I'm going to show you the warrant right now. You stayed in Palmdale for a bit?
Like 8 years ago.
Come on, man. I'll show you the warrant. I'm not telling you. I'm just doing my job right here.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to step on your feet.
I need you to face the car right here. When you put your phone, I told you your phone. Put your hands in your back right here. Put your hands in your back right here.
Do you need this?
Right back here. Hold on. You got a warrant, so I need to cuff you, okay?
I got your registration, right?
All right.
Turn your hand like you're praying, like palm together.
little
I'll
easier,
put two on you, man.
more
I'll put two on you
comfortable
so
for
you
you
be
too.
comfortable, okay?
And you see how bogus they are, right? They pulled me out the car, and then, but you know, I was outside the car. Like, this live stream is long, and I know Instagram used to have it where you could scroll, because I wish I could scroll to the end of it, but for some reason it won't let me. But what ends up happening is, you know, they end up having to let me go because I really didn't have no damn warrant out of Palmdale. But you know how the haters do, man. I ain't gonna say no names, but it's certain haters that back when I did this live stream, they took it and twisted it into me going to jail. But I never went to jail. At the end of this video, if I had a way to fast forward it to the end, because I think the video is like 40 or 50 something minutes long, a little bit less than an hour. But at the end of the video, I get up in the car and I drive away. You know what I mean? But the haters, you know, they want to make Freeze look bad as much as possible and wish bad on me. You know, they made it seem like in this video I went to jail, because I did get pulled out the car. And in most cases, when they pull your ass out the car, they take you to jail. But because, one, I didn't say no shit to incriminate myself, and two, the warrant was bogus, they had to let me go. You did. Warrant out of
And right now, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you that system so you can see it.
All right.
Let me go show you.
He never showed me. He showed me some bullshit on the screen, and he only let me see the screen for like 2 seconds. He wouldn't let me read the whole screen.
I'm gonna put it just right there. All right? It's just a nice phone. It's right close to the concrete.
It's all right. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I got you. We don't need to lose our stuff.
Damn, I could have swore that Instagram lets you blow the video up and like scroll back and forth, but obviously they don't. I know they used to do that, or maybe when you're looking at it on the browser or the phone, they let you do that. But yeah, man, I try to give y'all a little glimpse of, you know, how I handle myself when I get pulled over. And I think I got another video of me getting pulled over. Is this the one? Let me see. Yeah, we out here live, man. Motherfuckers around. Nah, that's not it. I got another video too of me getting pulled over, but I can't find it right now. Damn, I could have swore I had that shit. But y'all get the point. When you get pulled over by them people, man, exercise your right to remain silent, because anything they say for sure will be used against your ass, especially if your ass is black. But yeah, man, it'll be beautiful if before we get up out of here, y'all get them likes to 300. We only 14 likes away from 300. You dig? And it's almost 300 people up in here, but only 286 of y'all done wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain. Do a pimp a favor. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button, which look like that. You dig? Rehydrate my game one last time before we get up out of here. Danny Sparkplug says, what happened to that video where you were clowning in that 304 that tried, wait, to try to talk shit on the Vegas Strip. Remember, you straight took her out. Yeah, I think that video is somewhere on my YouTube channel, on this channel. I think it's on YouTube somewhere. But yeah, I had to roast the hell out of her because, see, and that's what's messed up about certain videos. You know, people be thinking that I'm just being a bully or I'm picking on somebody. But, you know, the people that I, you know, had these encounters with, they usually be the ones that started. Like that video that you talking about, the girl, my partner, I wasn't even talking to her at first. I wasn't dealing with her nothing because she ain't nobody that I would ever even talk to. But my partner said something to her, and he wasn't even really like trying to get at her for real. He just like, I think he said something like a compliment to her or something like that. And she like turned her nose up at him and was like talking crazy to him. So then I had to like, you know, give her a slice of humble pie, man, and allow her to humble herself. Give her the opportunity to humble herself. You dig? I had to do that one time. You, me, we, 1, 2, 3. Good looking with the $5 holla. You dig? Appreciate you. And also, Antoine, good looking with the $5 holla on Cash App. You dig? Appreciate you. She tasted the humble in that pie for sure. Free show the McCluckin white boy video real quick. Nah, man, because that shit long as hell and it's funny as hell, man. We'll be here all night, like we was the night that I did a review, because I did a review on that video with McCluckin and Sinful. That shit was funny as hell. Lojo say, what's the most disrespectful thing you experienced at the casinos? Man, I'll be here all night talking about that shit. It's a whole lot. Unfortunately, I've experienced a lot of disrespect in them casinos, man. And not just experienced personally, but I've firsthand witnessed a lot of disrespect in those casinos. Because, you know, one thing you got to keep in mind is when it comes to the Las Vegas Strip or just anywhere that there's casinos, a lot of chicks feel safe because there's cameras and security and police everywhere. So they feel like that's a license to be disrespectful to the pimping, you know, because that's in their mind, that this is my shot. This is my one opportunity to disrespect the pimping with no consequence. So that, you know, a lot of them do that. So you could just about imagine how much disrespect I've experienced and seen in them casinos, you dig? Okay, y'all done got the likes above 300. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all. But we going to go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. As always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and tapping in with a pimp. I appreciate all the shares, questions, input, jokes, feedback, all that good stuff. I appreciate you for subscribing and hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate all the Cash Apps, the PayPals, the Super Chats. And speaking of Super Chats, before we go, one more again. Fela Speaks, good looking with the $5 holla. Play that shit. Let's go down memory lane, man. Nigga laugh out loud. You been gone for a year, P. I ain't been gone for no whole year. I done been active on YouTube less than a year ago. I know I was gone for a minute. It probably seemed like a year. But nah, we'll do it. You know what? This probably what I will do. Cause it's Friday. It's the weekend. I know a lot of y'all don't have to go to work tomorrow or school if you in school. But this probably what we'll do. Give me a minute, man, and I'll strike up another live, man, and we'll just talk shit. Matter of fact, I'll probably let people join the chat if they want, or join the live stream if they want to. Yeah, we'll do that. You know what I mean? Give me like an hour or two, and we'll fire up another live, man. I'm going to wrap this one up, and then we'll fire up another one before the night is over with. Yeah, so, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. But once again, man, I appreciate your support in every which way that you comes with it. If you out traffic moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. And, of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. See y'all in a minute, man. We out.